gonna be there somewhere, but,
So, I mean, that's gonna fall under Public Works.
yep. The proposed budget for Public Works is 700
And so, no matter what, that money is gonna have to be moved to revenue.
And we'll have to amend the budget,
Yeah.
I would say, at the next meeting.
yeah. Oh, okay, let's,
But all that gets put under, though, is the use of available cash. So it's not even a specific line item that those funds go to. It's just the use of available cash is what gets affected by that number. And if you go through all the spreadsheets on there, they all pile into whatever's left is use of available cash, ties into the general funds, contingency funds, ARPA, all those extra funds that are out there.
So, I have a question. On the trial balance, it shows Parks and Rec, 30,000, but Economic Development and Parks, 170,000.
But what you're looking at right there was what we've spent thus far and what was budgeted for 2023. Where that 170,000 that's sitting there was stuff that they had in a reserve fund already.
That wasn't in a reserve fund, kind of earmarked for parks.
Right.
What they budgeted was what we were supposed to spend on parks.
Okay.
So that 30,000 was supposed to
Okay.
come out of that 170, basically.
Okay, well, I'm good with that. I'm gonna work with this. So we're gonna take that 100,000 out and then we're gonna put it in the general fund then, if we can draw from that for the truck.
Well, and I actually have an equipment CD. Oh, but if you have to pay for it down anyways.
Yeah, we gotta
it's
put money
go.
down.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
If that's in a CD, when does that CD run?
I was gonna look at that. I actually wrote on here that I was writing on here that I have to check the date.
so,
I mean, if we're gonna put more money in, hopefully that down payment wouldn't come out to more than what we would add in.
Yeah, usually it's after budget and after the year, then I roll it into it next year. So if I had to guess, I bet you it's February.
okay, so now we got roads, building and truck. The truck we kinda got figured. We're gonna order it this winter,
Yep.
okay, and we got 100,000. All right, and the building, do we wanna do roads before building and see what's left?
Yes.
Okay, so. I'm okay with that.
There's gonna be anything left.
Yeah.
Well. I'm okay, I'm okay. Okay, so in our roads,
All right, so we're saying we're gonna be about $100,000 for a truck, right?
in 2024, we're about $100,000 away for a truck, yes.
Okay, so
And we're taking it out of the economic development. We're using the contingency funds to pay for that
Okay.
down payment of the truck. Okay,
Do we know how much the down payment is?
no, not at all, but I'm sure a third is gonna be more than plenty. Yeah, especially for a municipality. That's more of a Josh question, isn't it? Where did we get that truck from? Do you remember?
December 18th, by the way, Chase, is when that's up,
Okay.
that CD. I knew it was after budget. Get what truck?
The plow truck?
international,
Yeah. Did we get that from Midstate?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's where we've gotten all our trucks.
Do you know, did we have to put a down payment on that? Were you here then?
Yeah, and I'm assuming yes.
Do you remember how much?
Lead
Oh my
time
gosh,
wasn't
no.
anywhere near what it is now, though. We won't even know the actual price of that truck.
Yeah, I know.
We-
All right. So now we have roads. So, all right, 740 is what we were shooting for. So tell me where we wanna go with that.
Well, if we're putting $100,000 into a truck that we're thinking,
Yeah.
that's gonna drop that down, that surplus down to 381.
Yeah, but we got the general fund.
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
That's, we're gonna be tapping into savings at that point,
yeah,
which
Well-
isn't a problem necessarily. It's just, we will be,
I don't consider general fund savings because that's where we're getting our revenues from, correct?
no. General funds is just our account where our.
So we're
money is.
moving that $100,000 we're putting down is from the contingency fund. right?
Yes,
So is that being taken out of?
no, it's a separate fund.
Well, actually, it is part of our general fund. On the calculation sheet it is. It then is split out on this sheet. When you break down.
So I'm
through-
just saying that you said we're gonna put down $100,000 on this truck, so that'll move us down to 381. But will it? Because we already have that in an account.
Yeah, it's already
You
there.
already have it into account, but
Do you still use that against the available cash?
what all this money up here is saying is that money is, okay, so every line above that is the income we have coming in for the year.
Mhm.
The money we have coming in, not the money we already have, but the money that's coming in. And then you go down here to expenses, and all those expenses add up.
That's money that we
And-
know we have to pay.
What that 481 is the expenses minus what those revenues are.
Mhm.
But what he's asking, Chase, is that 100,000, that 925,000, and that 52,000, are those monies that are in that proposed budget?
Well, basically, if we're using it, that moves up into our revenues.
Yes, but
So
again,
that should increase though. If we're moving it
But
up
if-
to that.
Yeah.
But if you're increasing that, all that does is increase that number, which because that's a negative, you're actually taking 100,000 off. So it's negative 481,790. You're actually making that negative
yeah,
381,790.
'cause you're adding to it.
Because you're adding to it. You're just adding in a revenue.
Okay,
and
so then our expenses
it-
would be less
I'll be
too.
honest, it threw me off a lot. I spent 3 hours, 2 hours, I don't know, a long time sitting this afternoon going through spreadsheet after spreadsheet with her, and before I really understood what was going on these sheets. And basically, if we
So money they
move,
took away from 2023, the $100,000. We're also taking,
well, and
when
if
we
you,
put it back in for 2024 to use it, it reduces that.
What that negative 481 means is that that's the money that we can still spend and have the budget balance.
Mhm.
That's what that means.
if you look over on the line next to it for the 2023 budget,
Mhm.
that's 302,166.
Correct.
That means for their budget, they planned to dip into the money that they already had that was beyond their revenues for that year.
But the revenues that are not in here, we still have,
Basically, the only reason that number is in there is a balancing
sale-
mechanism.
of the MFL land to the withdrawal of the MFL land, which is about $900,000. So that's
And we
not,
didn't put anything in here.
no,
because
that's
we
not
had no
accounted
clue
for
what it-
at all. But now we know that new solar array is going in, but we still don't know what,
We don't necessarily know exactly how many acres are coming out though.
Yeah.
And what that payment's gonna be, so that could be 400.
Why don't we?
because we don't know.
Don't they have a,
We don't know how many years back on every 40-acre parcel that they have to back pay, and,
Yeah.
cause that's all that.
And we just found out which parcels that they're going to take.
to do that
Yeah.
with?
Yeah.
Cause
So,
it's like, they already have a plan of where that's
Right.
going and how big it is, so it's like, how do they not know?
You need to realize some of that though is already taken out too, because the stuff on the other side of 13, that's already a farm field, so that was already taken out of the FMLA.
I would assume that
I
the
still
county
think if
may
they
at
had a
this
plan
point-
of what they were going
Yeah.
to do, they should already had that.
The county at this point might know. That might be something we can find out.
But that,
But alright,
But-
but back to this, I don't know.
but if you look at that 302,166, that's what they planned on taking out of their savings, basically.
Mm-hmm,
So what the money they already had.
mm-hmm.
So all that use of available cash is a balancing mechanism to make sure your revenues and your expenses match up. So if we add.
I guess, okay,
Money from our
I
savings
totally
into
understand
it.
these two columns then.
Yep.
How does that fit in though? Then we got
This
a
is-
third column that was already taking out, right?
This is all the money we have on hand. This is the money we,
So we have this
Have in our
on
bank
hand
accounts.
plus the 481.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
So when you take the 100,000 that was already contingent, the contingent fund, why are you subtracting your so you're getting rid of this, cause that's what's going for the truck, and then you're also subtracting it from there, so that'd be a $200,000 deficit. Or withdrawal.
accounting wise, that's not actually,
I'm listening to him explain it because I know what he's saying, but so,
accounting wise, if you
So we-
subtract out
okay.
of one, you have to add to another. And
But
so it's
I
not.
didn't know, so this $100,000 is already added into that?
no,
No, but what he's saying is that this is not an addition. See, you're looking at it as being part of the revenues, but it's really not. If you take that out of there, because it's a negative number, it's not an addition, it's a subtraction. But if you put money in there, now it's less of a subtraction.
Positive with a minus.
There you go.
right,
It
So-
just doesn't make any sense.
I know, but that's,
it's
he's
accounting
right. He-
which
He is right.
if you've ever taken an accounting class, it makes no. Well, it does make sense.
I have a degree in accounting.
I've taken a few accounting classes and they're not.
It's a minor, but it is there. I only use it.
And I'll be honest, it
Oh, I
really
know.
threw me with that negative number there and what was going on with that. I thought we were in trouble or something, because that's a huge negative, but that's the available cash. That 302 was actually dipping in over top of their revenues.
I understand that.
So the fact that that's negative is a good thing. But we're probably gonna end up into the positive, especially if we're gonna put 700,000 into roads. Because if we put 100,000 into a truck, that puts us at 381, 790. Approximately. And so if we wanna be at 700, we got another 300 or 320,000 we gotta put in there.
I seriously still don't have a problem putting 740,000 into roads. We gotta get the roads back and then,
We do, and our roads are not in great shape, and for somebody who
and,
does road maintenance, I'd like to see a lot.
and my suggestion is, as far as the building goes, I think once we find out what we are getting from the MFL, that's the amount that we should set aside in contingency for the building.
Well, and on the building, I'd still like to see that go in front of a referendum at some point too.
Well, yeah, we can't do anything without that happening, but I mean, we have to put money in there. I mean,
Well,
we can't just keep thinking we can take out a loan for it, because we should be doing something, being proactive. And we are going to see an extra influx of funds. And if that is the case, I would like to see it go somewhere where it's in our infrastructure versus, oh, let's buy this or let's buy that. Let's keep what we have that's usable and fix what we
Well,
got so we can keep using
The
it.
problem is I don't wanna spend what we don't know we're getting.
Well, that's why I say, that's why, let's not worry about the building until we find out what we're getting from
right.
MFL.
So if we wanna do 740,000.
Where did the number 740 come from?
Doug and Caston, when they calculated how much road, if we got back on track with our road schedule, that's how aggressive we have to be,
So
at the cost of what the roads are these days.
if we do that, that is going to put us at
That's what we did this year.
a positive number there, meaning we are dipping into the available funds that we have already.
The general fund.
Well, general funds, economic development, contingency funds, whatever funds.
Right.
But the funds that we have already, that's gonna turn that negative 481 to a positive I just cleared that, 358.
That's fine.
But 358 and some change, I just accidentally hit the clear button there, but I can,
And if at such a time that that money comes in and we aren't comfortable with that 358 and it's a lot of money, maybe we will say, okay, we don't want to put this much onto the building. Let's take part of it and put it back into our budget.
358, 210 is what I'm coming up.
Yeah, because we all know that land coming out of MFL is gonna be more than 358. I'm gonna actually check on that tomorrow.
But are we for sure gonna see
think
that
the
money this
county
next
will know.
year?
Well, yeah, and possibly not, but I doubt if we're gonna see a building here either, but.
Well, right, but. I mean, the flip side of this is going in the having over 300,000 in that use of available cash column every year is not gonna be feasible for many years.
No.
Okay.
At some point, we're gonna have to start balancing.
The writer, did we put in there?
I think we gotta catch up on a few things before we do, and we do have a fairly good available amount of cash. And by that time, maybe we'll have some catch up by the second solar farm, what we'll be getting in checks.
Okay, we didn't put the mobile home tiles nor the lawnmower in there either. The lawnmower is about 5,000 tiles, I figured at about 1,000, but I'm sure the tiles aren't gonna be that much, but do we have to think about that, or?
Well-
We still got money in the ARPA fund.
I bet those tiles wouldn't be that far off of 1,000. Talking
Well-
over 100 at $10 a piece, that's,
Well, there's gonna be more than 100 tiles, because they're not all gonna be number 1 or number 2,
well,
1 through 9.
right, but I mean, depending,
Yeah.
if you get the really cheap ones from Menards,
Yeah.
maybe whatever, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you get something decent and they're $10 a piece, that,
Well,
for $10 per.
I really do wanna talk to the county, because I never thought of that. You are absolutely correct with Pobleski subdivision. Why did they address some of those, being that they're private property, and why not the? So I'm gonna have that conversation tomorrow. So are we okay putting the building aside until at such time we see what's going on with the MFL land?
We need to figure out public opinion on it anyways, so.
Geez, I know that, but I mean,
Yeah,
I know we're gonna have to take
There's
out a
no moving
loan.
ahead on it right now anyways.
No, but I know we're gonna have to take out a loan on it at some point. But I don't think we should take out a loan for 1.7 million when we knew this was coming, so let's put a little
Right.
money aside as we go forward. I just don't want it to hit us all at once and then go to referendum and saying, yeah, we knew it was coming, but now we wanna take all over the whole thing. I mean,
Well,
I'd like to be a little proactive, the same with the equipment as the roads, as the building. We just can't let it fall down around our ears. But at this point,
we got a lot of roads that need to be caught up on though too.
that's what I mean, that's why I wanna say, at this point, let's put that 740 for roads, put the building on the back burner. And that's hard for me to say, because that's important to me, because I know what these buildings are, but I really do think the roads are important, but I also know that
When is our budget meeting?
November 15th. But I have to have that posted in the paper 15 days before, so I have to
27th.
send it next week, Thursday by noon, to have it post the 31st, so. But I have to have this top sheet, has to have numbers in it to send to the paper.
Right.
Cause that little summary goes,
a bunch of numbers in there.
yeah. Guess what I get to do?
Next Thursday?
Yes,
What are the chances of being able to get a number from the county at all and?
I'll call tomorrow. I'll stop in there tomorrow. I have to go to city anyway.
Cause if we can get
apparently.
that number, that would figure out what we'd have and. Yeah. All right.
Well, it isn't gonna matter at this point what we have from MFL, if we're gonna put it aside for the building, or if we're gonna, even if we get some of it, all it's gonna do is lower the amount that we are taking out of the
Right.
general fund.
Right.
So it really isn't gonna have a bearing.
No.
But at this point, I think the building's just gonna have to,
just where, so
Our
we,
people are important, our equipment is important,
we had
our
the
roads are
lawnmower,
important,
we had, what else did you say, tiles?
the lawnmower and the tiles.
So
But we got
that's
ARPA funds.
$5,000 there, well, yeah, well, we only got about 10 grand left.
Cause, yeah, we just what?
Yeah, there was something you guys just said for,
Well-
I don't remember what it was, but,
The sign,
The sign.
The sign.
$40,000 for a sign,
No,
39,
39 something?
yeah, but
50.
15 is coming back to us.
but we are still paying it.
But we are getting a check for $15,000 that can go into general fund.
Exactly,
It comes out of ARPA though.
Yeah,
but it still
but
is
it's
gonna
gonna
come
come
out of
out.
ARPA.
Well, yeah, but a lawnmower isn't gonna cost that much. We all know it was gonna be about 6,000. And then the tiles, that's gonna be less than 10,000 between those two.
And the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
So it'll be close.
Yeah, let's get the computer ARPA funds too. That's a good
so
idea.
that you want on the next agenda though,
Yes.
for the computer,
Well, if it's in the
Well-
2024 budget, we,
Well, you know,
well, if we're taking
if
out
we
our
take it
funds,
this
it
year,
doesn't matter.
we do it this year and Black Friday, then,
Yeah, but we're not going to because we're gonna have it with,
oh, because John, yeah.
we're gonna do it with John.
Sweet.
All right,
Tell John though, he can't order no damn computer until he fixes mine.
oh yeah.
all right, so you did have some stuff you wanted us to cover though specifically, right, on here? Office expenses,
Yeah, there was a few things, because, just some increases,
Well, we know we have to have 20,000 for voting next year.
yep.
I mean, that was a given and you
Yep.
got that in here
Yep,
already.
I've got that in there. One of the ones that we came across, because the
I don't see,
computer software,
I don't see that in here. Oh, here,
Yeah,
I see 12, okay.
like the backup, the security type stuff that's on our computers, that's going up like $10 a computer. So that's like $90 additional that we'll have
per month or
per
year?
month through
What the
Jen.
heck?
Yeah, so, and that's requirements for safety, security, hackers. I've got something printed on that I can send over to you guys.
So that's 12. About 1,100 a year.
Or, cause it's
128.
It's at 90 a
$90
month.
per, yeah, you're right, it's
Okay.
been a long day of numbers.
No, that's okay. So that's 1,100 for security for computers. Okay,
You know, to where that should be in there, and then one of the other fields,
you put that in there already?
no.
Okay.
Nope, one of the other ones, and I think I highlighted on pink, if I remember correct.
I do have a question. I thought the town board before us lowered the watering monitoring to less wells. They're not monitoring all the wells. Because didn't they monitor them because of the potential for the dairy farm, and now the dairy farm is not there, so now the only wells that they're monitoring are the ones around the solar? And I dreaming that, or
That I don't know.
do you guys remember that?
Actually, that does ring a bell.
So I think we gotta check on that company who's doing the water monitoring. I'm gonna do that. Okay.
So what exactly is the contingency for?
It was on one of those sheets.
I think
Under
initially,
expenditures?
they kind of set that aside. I think part of it was if they had a town administrator, they would have used some of that contingency money to pay for that, I believe.
There was a sheet that showed me exactly where they were. Where,
Oh, yep, and that one, I think I know which one you're talking about, and I didn't print that one off.
I think I might have it in this mess here.
And then was there a certain dollar amount that you guys wanted to set aside for trainings?
Oh, yeah, that was something.
Yeah, yes, instead of having,
We had another line item on the
Yeah, we added the,
spreadsheet there.
it was like town officials training.
It doesn't have to be town officials, it can be just town employee and training, town training, town personnel training, can we call it that? Because if we send Caston to training, or if we send Billy Joe to training, or if we send Brian to training, it's just training.
Accounting training.
Understand how positive is negative and.
That was,
Yeah.
we
But-
added it, I don't know why I'm not,
But I think we need a line item for that.
yeah, we did add the line item, and I don't know why I'm
Wait,
not
is it
seeing
on
it
this
here.
page?
That was under,
On the board,
yeah.
No, that's revenue. I don't see it.
so maybe,
Well, it's in there somewhere, right?
it is, I know we added it today.
Okay, so
I'll
how-
just make sure, and so if I know what I
And-
need to plug into it, that'll.
Okay, so for
I see
training,
It still says training on the same line.
if we do, and the training would be to encompass the meals, the per diems, the hotel, the mileage.
Yep.
And the wage. So if we did,
I don't know where that sheet went.
maybe 4,000 or 5,000 a year,
I mean, because if it doesn't get used,
It
it's
just
still
stays-
there, you know, and
Yeah.
it could be. Actually. We added it, I just can't find where
Well-
we added it, but
I'd say probably $3,000 would be a good number to start with.
all right, I'm good with that, 3,000.
They haven't had a line item like that ever before.
No,
it typically went in like under, like anytime there was a training, it went either like board expense or clerk expense or it kind of went.
she broke it down
We
to
didn't
each,
add it on this sheet. We added it on one of the other sheets.
Oh,
And then
okay.
it added,
Okay,
but
okay,
there
But
is
we
one
can-
for
No, so-
treasurer training.
yeah, so
and-
that was a different sheet we added it to.
Yeah,
yeah. it was-
but there
it
needs to
was-
be one just for blanket training.
It was on the sheet
Ryan
that
had
was
it.
general
We should call
government.
this. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Am I being a mom? I'm sorry.
So then, under equipment fund purchase here. So we got lawnmower, we got the truck.
Where are you? Oh, here.
Wages, truck, lawnmower, roads.
Which ones did you have questions on? The ones in the
The
pink?
ones in the pink. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, equipment fund purchase, and again, equipment would not be. Equipment isn't the
So
truck.
basically you're putting, or that 100,000 is going into the equipment though, right?
Okay, yes,
But you still need to have it on your expenditures.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
when we do
yep, I just
spend it
gotta-
out, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause she'll move it,
So, you know, and we'll have the 100,000 we put for that, probably 5,000 for a track, for a lawnmower, or,
I'd go 6.
okay,
I
6
think
for a
that-
lawnmower.
yeah. I can't remember where you're.
yep, I agree with them, I had 6
And,
here
did
too.
we have anything else we were looking at for equipment?
No, but we had address tiles in there. somewhere.
Yeah, that was,
But that you were thinking of ARPA out of this
Yes.
year's. money,
Yes, you're right.
So,
okay.
Oh, wait, we had, Caston was looking at
that
a
hydraulic.
tree
saw.
trimmer saw, but I won't worry about that because this CWPP, they're talking about giving us money. It's a matching grant, but it's not a grant where we match with funds, it's a grant where we match with labor.
Okay.
So I think that's good there.
Roadwork, county and contractors.
Why do we have office expense of 40,520?
I circled that myself.
I mean, we went from 2023 budget of 5,800 to, we didn't have an election.
Does that include deputy clerk?
No, she is separate.
No, yeah, she is separate, okay.
We didn't have an election and yet we spent 22,000. 511? Oh, we did have an election.
Where are you?
We got
looking?
voted.
I was gonna say,
I'm on,
pretty sure we had an
Page
election,
two.
didn't we?
oh, they're all page
It was a
two.
blur.
Oh,
So it's,
is it the detailed expense?
it's detailed expense and revenue, and it's under expenditures, general government.
Okay.
We do have 4 elections coming up this next year,
And she's got those in there. I made her put those in right away, cause that's a known.
but is that part of that?
Well, I don't know how we could go from 5,800 to 22,000 with one election.
Where are you seeing 5,800? Cause I'm listening.
Under
2023
2023 budget.
Right here. You get this, then this, and then you go up to 40.
Now, if you look at the 2023
Yeah,
estimate,
there's a
that's
596%.
38,590.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why that,
We gotta check on that. That's a big number.
Well,
I
office expenses and utilities, that probably includes the,
I know the water heater,
right, the water heater,
And
the water
The office
softener.
expenses when,
See, and then
office
wait a-
expenses when.
Last year, that was including the security
That
system.
would be maintenance.
and that might be where that
And then
is
it's,
in here too.
What it was?
it was probably including the security system, so then it just increased it up.
Oh, that
Like
security
it's gonna
system.
happen every year.
Oh, yeah. I bet you're right. I bet you that security system is in there. Oh, I bet
Which
you.
we can, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll adjust all
Yeah,
this, I mean,
check that. Yeah, make a note
Yeah.
of that. Okay, good point.
yeah, that's gotta be what it is.
Let's go.
I've kinda looked at these
Yeah.
numbers.
And the road material, that one we figured out, right?
Yep, and that was just a matter of, I
Putting
have
it in
to
a
shift
different-
it, but
yeah.
when I start shifting it, it
Yeah.
still kept us within that budget when I pulled
Okay.
that for 2023 there. So,
Okay,
but to get all this done, and if I move it out of
It's
one,
okay.
then it throws all the other ones
Alright.
off, and
and then we know the ambulance went up really bad. So,
Okay,
but that's not in there.
that is
That's health and, or,
under
health and
public
safety.
safety. Oh, there's ambulance.
Yep.
And you'll see it says 127,100.
This thing
Are we
pages
taking
the-
away pay from Brandon?
Yeah. Where is he?
Oh, yeah. Why is
It
it less?
shouldn't be a decrease.
I mean, I'm all right with it.
If you look at the wages tab, he should be on there for,
Well,
not on here, why is he not on here?
last year was budgeted for 18,658.
He got a raise. I
He did,
remember.
I'll check on that, but he shouldn't have gotten a decrease.
He's holding grudge.
Oh, you guys. Who wants to come and sit and look at that computer, right?
You're all right, you're all right. But we should check the other ones too. So,
Okay,
Oh,
well,
I know.
something you got is the road work, county and contractors.
that's, yeah, that's where we had some,
Yeah, so some of what,
Not a yes.
well, what happened, how it's defined is it says county work and others. That's what the
Yeah.
title of the thing is. But then there is one that says
road
Town-
maintenance materials.
yeah, road maintenance materials. So when we have the range line done, one of the contractors billed us independent of the county.
Yeah.
So she put it under
Materials, cause it was
materials,
rental.
and it should have gone
The
under
project.
the
Oh.
project. So
Yeah.
that's why there's such a
So you
difference.
guys know that, okay.
Yeah, we,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
we,
was-
we
that was-
know.
That,
That was me.
those funds should be earmarked for ARPA too at that point,
What one?
Which,
because that would have been on the shouldering out on Ranger.
this was on range line, not.
This was on range
Yep,
line.
Yep, but those ones I did have marked for.
Okay,
And
What-
this is that water monitoring you're talking about on the end of that
yeah,
page?
yeah, because I thought they changed that, so I'll check on that tomorrow too.
Oh, I know the other thing that I was gonna ask you guys is the previous board had budgeted under the clerk for health insurance. I don't take the health insurance, but is that something you guys want to have
You can
health
leave it,
insurance budgeted if I wouldn't be the clerk? Or
No.
if my situation would change and decide I want to take health insurance?
no, just
Does
leave
that
it
make
zero.
sense?
Because we know a year in advance that you're not gonna be here, and should something happen where we have to replace you.
So
Don't
if my husband-
necessarily know that, 'cause-
So if my husband would croak and I don't have insurance,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I'm
then
not
you
gonna
come
have
back.
a year to notice
But
though.
we
You know what I
can't
mean?
budget,
Like,
we can't
but
budget
it's
for
serious. You
the,
don't know when things could
the
change.
unknowns like that. Chase, it would be like
I
budgeting
mean, I can't
for,
wait a year then,
Right,
at that
I'm just
point.
saying, we
Yeah.
won't know necessarily. a year
no,
in
I would
advance.
leave that line item there, but I would make it zero.
Okay,
That's what I would do.
So what is the total that's on?
Yeah, where is that?
it might have
It might have disappeared.
third.
Well, it's
I
in
don't
your
know.
wages.
Oh, salary and insurance, okay.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
just
'cause I
make
don't-
that a zero.
Or lower it, you mean.
Yeah. Do
Well,
you,
there's the expenses and stuff like that in there, so, well, yeah, I guess
just
there's a
when,
little bit
you're gonna
more
see a
extra.
line item. So
All right, so we went
do
from,
we compensate
last year we
you for that?
budgeted for 66,259.
For my, what, for my,
Lack of taking out the insurance?
nope, I don't, I guess nothing impacts my wage for that. I
Okay,
guess my wage is my wage.
okay.
Okay, so last year we budgeted for, or this year, 2023,
And actually, I don't know if you
66.
qualify anymore anyways.
6,259.
Well, if you're coming in. at
And this year we have it
872,
for
I
50,034.
see that.
I mean, you're not
That's a
here 30
big
hours anymore.
decrease.
But next year will be different, board elections.
You got,
Clerk salary, taxes and expenses.
Do you get
insurance
less
is there
money
for
now?
that?
In 2023, do you get less money than you did in,
No, we gave her a 5% increase, if I remember correctly.
that was before.
No, that would have been.
Yeah, that was
as of
an
this last
increase.
election.
Yep. So in April, I went up to that rate that's on there.
It's just, it went down by
Yeah, it says it's
$16,000
decreased.
from.
You might wanna
2023
check that
budget.
out. It says we're not gonna give you as much.
It might be that because of the health insurance.
it was budgeted and then actual.
So then you've already
Estimate?
taken out the health insurance?
No, she hasn't. She said it's still in there.
Well, it doesn't look like a 60, from 67 to, or 66 down to 50, looks like you did. Take it out.
Yeah, it must have, because when that trial balance went through,
So you
I-
must have told Mike that you don't take out the insurance and he
I know
changed
what
it.
it was, is when the trial balance went through and I put those figures in there for actual, and there was zero under there for health insurance, cause I haven't taken any out,
Okay,
so.
so it is in there. Okay. All right.
Ooh.
And elections, you raised that?
That should be for.
Yeah, 28,
I don't
474. You
Hundred
good?
and 29%,
Good deal.
130.
Ambulance got raised, that's right. What's transfer site? Why did that
Cause
go up?
that's where,
That doubled.
well, there was a wage increase for the guys doing the work last
Okay.
year. And then, so that would be like when they do the lawn mowing
Yeah.
and,
But it doubled.
But now they're even going over to the brush site too.
Oh, that's
somebody-
true. Yeah, because he's doubling. Yeah, okay.
I mean, and their wage went up, they got a nice raise
Which
Okay.
last
they,
year. I mean, they deserved it.
they
I
did,
mean,
absolutely.
Okay, Nepco Lake, we budgeted 20,000. Then 30,000 and, oh, that's the,
part.
Turtle Bay.
Yep.
So that's gonna be zero, okay.
Yep, and so there's zero.
And the comprehensive plan, we budgeted for that too, and that should be zero.
Okay.
So that 40,000's gotta come out of there.
And I think what we pay Rose has to be in that, falls under that, does that fall under there?
That should be under wages.
But she's not an
Mm-mm.
employee, cause she's contracted.
Okay, so where's Josh's?
Well, he That's a tricky one, because
Mhm.
what comes in for building permits
Yeah.
goes out for building permits. So
We're not
that's kind of
paying him.
that
Okay, so,
revolving door
oh, it's a
kind of thing.
revolving,
We just collect
Okay.
the money from,
and you get.
How about Riggleman?
He's under assessor.
So you think Rose is under this
That's.
planning and
I-
zoning she should be under,
That's
not
what I-
under comprehensive plan?
Yeah, so
Where
I'll
page her?
shuffle that.
1,500 a month,
There's some extra expenses in that too, right?
not many, because I've curtailed them.
So 18,000?
So instead of 40,000, you should probably, I don't know why planning and zoning is crossed out, unless you didn't realize that that's where Rose was.
that's just a zero. You mean the little dash in there?
Yeah,
That's a zero balance, shows,
Right.
that's what you're seeing.
Yeah,
right, but I think her wages, because it's a proposed, so I think her wages have to go in there. Or
I'm
find out
wondering-
where Baz's was and then put
Yeah.
Rose in there,
I'm wondering if I didn't, instead of taking out that 40 for the
just change it
line
around.
above, I wonder if I just did hit
Okay.
the wrong.
And, yeah,
That's why we got multiple eyes looking.
no, you're good, that's why we're doing it. All right. Everybody's getting tired, I am so sorry. We gotta get this done. State of Wisconsin video surveillance aid. It went from 16,000 to 266,000. State and federal aid at the bottom of the, do we know what that's for?
Okay, hold on here, because
Ooh.
these revenues off of this sheet. Chase is gonna help me with that. That's, I would look towards the
where
back
are
of
we
your
looking?
packet for the revenues.
Okay,
Okay,
The video service aid went up 200 and,
No, because this is here. At the very back, there should be one that's got a staple on each end.
yeah,
Yeah,
For revenues, that's where I would look for that video service aid, not the other sheet. I don't know why there's,
where are you seeing video service aid on here?
right,
on the blue one,
You want
Oh,
this one?
towards
Here.
the bottom, yeah.
yeah, here,
Yeah.
it's
here, look at this one,
266,000 from
this
16.
one.
yeah,
This is the one to look at for the revenues.
will show me 266.
But that I didn't update,
Oh,
so, because that started with revenues. So here, this is the,
Huh,
at the back,
well, and
look at it, because I didn't update those revenues. on
Oh,
there.
oh, so
Let's
you're
look on
saying,
this,
oh, I thought you.
Not on there, I would
Oh.
look on
Oh,
here.
oh, okay.
But you should have the video
State aid.
service
Oh,
aid
okay.
on here
So
somewhere.
we should
See,
cross
here's
this off.
16,508.
So we should cross this off?
Yeah, I don't know why that. See the 16,508, did you find it?
Yeah, so that whole page back here is
The
bad?
bottom half, the half that's revenues.
Okay,
Find it.
oh yeah, you told me that.
16508.
So
Yeah,
this,
you got
everything
one
that says
right
revenues on that page is bad.
How do we know that's the video?
Well, cause it cut off.
So, okay, so I
Yep.
just have to look at the
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
3410.
Yeah, so don't pay attention to the revenues on this page.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Okay.
Sorry, that was,
No, you told me that before the meeting, I forgot to cross it
but
off.
I didn't tell the rest of everybody else.
I just saw something was
All
screwed
right.
up with the stapler, so.
It's been a long day.
Well, then you had some questions with the dog license.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know what to estimate for revenue coming in for dogs.
Billy
You
Joe
know,
would be the
you
one
have
to
a good
get you.
idea?
what was it last
How
year?
much does it, is that just kind of what you?
I mean, I don't have a number on the top of
Well,
my head for
the-
something like that.
So
But-
last year was, 15, 16. You know, do we wanna keep that 15, 16?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Okay.
you'd be surprised how very close it
Well,
is
the only
every
thing that
year.
I see
for the
is
dog
that we're gonna have
license.
more money.
Including the
coming.
late license?
Yeah, actually,
All those are pretty much the same?
yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
cause
I
that's,
mean-
that's what we were kinda questioning, the
It
late
is
license on the advanced.
nothing that you're
Really keep
gonna,
those the
you know,
same.
be able to go buy something from because you did it, we had more late licenses. It's just, it's very close, really, it
Okay.
really
Okay.
is.
Okay.
And the building permits and conditional use permits, I know she had questions what to put there.
Yeah,
So you took the road work county and contractors and you put it in with the road material. And that's how come then there's no number in road,
No, she didn't put anything in there. What we wanna put in, the 740,000 would go in
Okay.
there,
all right,
presumably.
okay. Yeah, that water monitoring, I'm gonna have to check that, that just doesn't. Okay,
Okay.
I think we're done with that then.
Oh,
You got
okay,
more
so,
Um,
well, like driveway permits, utility signs, just kind of.
Those
similar,
you're just
you said
gonna have
close
to-
close to what we
whatever-
did last
yeah.
year? Okay.
The things that, you know, are like
New house
Josh's
number
permits and
permit,
stuff.
Okay.
How did Josh do for permits?
and the one you had a question about too was the law and ordinance violation.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, you're just gonna go low,
okay.
Where is that?
Under fines.
put it in line.
Ordinance.
Over on the
Oh,
others.
yeah, we're on the other. I would just stick with the 1,500 and let it rest.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry. Boundary agreement, we're gonna get the scene,
That's the end of that.
and then it'll be the end of that. Don't we have to get a letter from them? We do. We have to get a letter from Port Edwards before the end of the year. Discontinuing of the boundary agreement. That's what it says in all of our paperwork.
Oh,
Driveway permits. Are you gonna put anything in there?
I can just use similar to what we
Yeah,
had,
use
you know.
1250 or whatever. Conditional use permits. With this new zoning, that's gonna be a big number.
I think the only thing we haven't discussed,
Building permits revenue 3,000, that's way, way low, isn't it?
well, 2023 actual.
Oh, wait, no, cause you guys only get 20%. That's fact. Never mind. Never mind.
What is this franchise fees?
That is Solaris and
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that's what I
Charter,
thought.
yeah.
Oh, boy, he says. MFL state aid, you have at 0. All of those you have at 0. That's the money that came in when they withdrew.
Well, that would be the withdrawal tax.
Yeah, okay. So those are all at 0 because we just don't know. But I'll see if I can get you some numbers tomorrow. And then the shared revenue, we know. ARPA funds, you have at 0 for 2024, and that should be about right.
Yep, yep, because we shouldn't be getting any
Yeah.
more money in
Yeah.
for ARPA.
Yeah. Well, that part looks good,
So
yeah.
after all that.
Yeah.
We need to discuss this, if we're gonna put anything about that in the budget to discuss.
Well, yeah, I guess. No, because this is in the, no, because this is in
Backward.
Park and Rec. So this is up for debate once it comes to the board. No, we don't have to do anything with this,
So,
because the money's in there.
but with this,
Yeah.
doesn't that have to go on?
It's
my
right.
Hearing, public notice hearing, if the electors would want to use money towards that?
Yeah,
Yes,
isn't that what you?
but we don't know that yet,
Okay,
so.
alright,
So it'll come out of here, Chase. It'll come out of, this is actually 70,000.
Yes.
So it'll come out of there.
It'll come out of there, but that we're not attributing that as an expenditure.
Well, no, because we don't know that it will be. Because
Okay.
it's an elector.
Well, that's,
Did you see the cost of that?
yeah,
Well, anyway, that's. All right,
I don't
so
know, it's,
we can't talk about it, it wasn't on the agenda. So you, this for your information and you guys can. All right, so how we doing? Check. Good?
I hope so.
You guys
Some more numbers.
okay where we are?
You guys wanna
I am
play
if
with
you guys
numbers?
are, I don't know.
I think so.
You guys are welcome to come type numbers in
Just don't
Okay.
forget, don't type them in on that
on the one
main
sheet.
sheet.
Yeah,
Make
that's
sure
right.
you're going into all the
Yeah.
sheets.
Yeah. We're gonna work on.
The best thing you can do in Excel is you click on it and you see first if it has a formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But we're gonna make the spreadsheet better after this budget
Yep.
for next year. Right
Yep.
now, there's not time to do it and have it
Right.
all. But, there's a lot of stuff that's repetitive
Right,
throughout here that I
Yeah.
think could be, we did
Right.
a few columns.
Condense it.
And that made it a lot nicer to look at
yeah,
and not, so,
all right.
but that'll be a winter project.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Like motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Chase and a second by Brian to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those against? All right, we are adjourned.